Well, good morning, County Council. It is 10:30 a.m. somewhere, including here. So we'll call the meeting to order and join me in singing "O Canada."
Since his regrets today, Councillor Carlton, Councillor Pringle, Councillor McQueen, Councillor Nielsen, Councillor Patterson, Councillor Dickert, Councillor Kentner, Councillor Keaveney, Councillor Body, Councillor Gregg, Warden Milne,
Present.
Councillor Dobreen, Councillor Matrosovs, Councillor Bourdignon is joining momentarily, Councillor Eccles, and Councillor Hutchinson.
Present.
Councillor Bourdignon has also joined us.
Thank you, Tara. Before we begin, I want to respectfully acknowledge that we are gathering on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe Nation, the people of the Three Fires known as Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations. And further, we give thanks to the Chippewas of Saugeen and the Chippewas of Nawash, known collectively as the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation, the traditional keepers of these lands and waters since time immemorial. To our south also lies the traditional territories of the Six Nations of the Grand River and the Haudenosaunee. We are dedicated to honoring and Indigenous history and culture and committed to moving forward in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and friendship with all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. Is there any declaration of interest related to any item on today's council agenda? Not seeing any. If one should arise during the course of the meeting, you can declare it at that time, of course. Adoption of the minutes, item number 6A, County Council and Committee of the Whole minutes dated May 23rd. Would someone care to move those minutes, please? Councillor Keaveney, Councillor Eccles, any discussion? All those in favor? That is carried. Next set of minutes are from the closed Committee of the Whole meeting dated May 23rd. Councillor Patterson and Councillor Dickert, any discussion? All those in favor? That is carried. Special Committee of the Whole minutes dated May 31st of this year. Someone move those. Councillor Matrosovs, Councillor Dobreen, any discussion? All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. And the Long-Term Care Committee of Management minutes dated May 14th. Someone care to move those, please? Councillor Patterson and Councillor McMackey. That was close. That was close. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is carried. And the final set of, we need more, oh wait. Nope, those are all the minutes. No closed meeting matters. There are no reports. We have three bylaws. Someone to move collectively, we adopt those. Councillor Nielsen and Councillor Dickert. Any discussion? All those in. Chair, you, okay, Chair is going to speak to the bylaw to amend that other bylaw, the traffic, yeah,
traffic
yeah,
and-
she's gonna talk about something here. So, Tara.
Thank you, Mr. Warden. I just would like to draw to council's attention, bylaw 5188-24, a bylaw to amend the traffic and parking bylaw on Grey County highways. So we're proposing amendment be put forward to appoint a person who may designate a highway or portion of highway as a construction zone. And the proposal is to designate the Director of Transportation Services so that certain portions of highways under construction can be construction zones, and in effect, the OPP or police services will be able to issue higher fines and enforce speeding in those zones. So there hasn't been a prior report on this amendment, so we just wanted to raise that for council's information.
Thank you, Tara. Any discussion or questions on that? Counselor Gray.
I'd just like to indicate my support, my positive support for that. I was, as part of that roads tour, I found it appalling, actually, when we were looking at the roundabout on highway or County Road 4 and 3, at the lack of care some motorists seem to place upon themselves while traveling through that construction zone. These are men and women working through the day, and all deserve, you know, the opportunity to get home safe at the end of the day to their families. And I was just certainly shocked at the behavior of some of the people, the automobiles passing through that construction zone. So certainly happy to see us as a corporation doing anything we can to further strengthen those construction zones and the safety and security of the individuals working within them.
Thank you, Counselor Greg. Absolutely support that. Any other discussion? Okay, we're voting on all three bylaws. All those in favor? That is carried. Thank you very much. News and celebrations. Savannah has some good news for us this morning. Savannah, welcome. She's going to share a couple of videos with us, I believe, which is always a popular thing.
Thank you so much, Warden. Good morning, County Council. I'm going to bring Taylor up with me to share some videos as well and to talk to you about the Sydenham grand opening that we had. So it is such an honor for us to be able to talk about Sydenham now that we are officially launched. And you know that we like our Made in Gray approach. So our grand opening was a little bit different than normal. We weren't opening something that was coming, we were opening something that was here. And now with the final phase of the makerspace being unveiled, it was the final stage of Sydenham. So we were able to celebrate success all together and talk for the very first time about the federal investment reaching over $1 million. So as you know, we were awarded in 2021, $845,000 from the federal government. And in 2024, that grew by an additional $200,000 to reach over $1 million and complete the makerspace. So instead of having to phase it over a couple of years, it is now done. And we are so very excited to be able to bring folks to the table. And it was just a really neat celebration that I can't do justice talking about. So I would really like Taylor, who is our campus manager of Sydenham, to join me and talk about the day.
Thank you, Savannah, and good morning, County Council. On May 30th, Grey County celebrated the official grand opening of Sydenham Campus, Regional Skills Training, Trades, and Innovation Center. I want to thank the members of County Council that were in attendance that day, as well as those that sent their regards. I would also like to give a special thanks to Warden Milne for hosting the event and emceeing our morning. Thank you. More than 100 guests attended the formal remarks and ribbon cutting before we opened our doors for the first community open house. Between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., more than 150 visitors explored the campus. Guests thoroughly enjoyed the tours, meeting our tenants, discovering the machines, equipment, technology, and expertise available now in the makerspace. The board and volunteers of the makerspace were on site, providing demonstrations and sharing their excitement. The energy was palpable as folks excitedly explored the campus, My biggest takeaway was the wide range of folks who came to the open house. All different ages, people that have lived in the region their entire life, and others who had just moved here. All shared in their awe of the campus, its partners, tenants, and technology, and what it means for the region. People couldn't believe a place like Sydenham campus exists right here, at home. To mark the occasion and gather good content for future marketing, which you'll start to see a lot more of, we created a reel, and I'd like to share that with you now.
The makerspace features 8 dedicated fabrication zones, catering to woodwork, metalwork, clean lab environments, digital technology, and marketing. It will be a fantastic resource for entrepreneurs looking to expand their skills or prototype products. We are very excited to show it off today.
If anyone has any questions regarding the campus or wants to bring an interested individual or group for a tour, please let me know, reach out to me at any time. My contact information is in the back of the booklets. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Taylor. That was a really cool video. I don't know who the guy in the background was that was where you found him, but anyway, you made it sound really good. It is good.
It was a great speech. We're so excited to be able to start sharing more about Sydenham campus and get people excited. So on your desks, you all have the little booklet, and then all of the mayors also have a little package so that you can bring them home to your municipal councilors as well as your staff. And if you need any more, you please let us know. There's an updated one on the website now, because since our open house, Georgian College has taken the last room in the trade space. So it is now a full quadrant trade space, which is so exciting. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Savannah. Do you have another? Yeah, let's do the other one now. We're on a roll. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Last year, we launched a Share the Road campaign, and that really came out of the Agriculture Advisory Committee and the desire to talk about everybody's responsibility to share the road, our farmers and our travelers, our bicyclists, anybody who's on the road has a shared responsibility to that road. It was met with such excitement and endorsement from the Ag Advisory Committee and all of our community that we wanted to expand it. So you're starting to see more billboards pop up around, but we also thought it was time to share a video so that we could talk more about that education before people get here on the roads. So Colleen and Heather in our office worked very hard with Beyond Reach Productions and put together a wonderful video. There's a 25-second reel as well, but we wanted to share the longer video with you. So it's 1 minute, but I hope that you enjoy the message, and we can't wait to continue to share this.
Where can you find farmers hard at work? Right here in your own backyard. Grey County, where farmers are your neighbors, feeding our families for generations, connecting us to our agricultural heritage, and traveling the same roadways as all of us. Like farmers, we're carrying precious cargo. Please slow down. We can all share the road. Waiting for slow-moving farm vehicles helps everyone. Be patient. Due to equipment and shoulder conditions, farmers may be unable to pull off the road. Give space. Farm vehicles may be carrying heavy, large loads and may need to swing wide to make turns. Help farmers get themselves and their equipment safely to the next field. Let's all share the road. Brought to you by Grey County.
Well done, Savannah. Thank you so much for that. It's a very timely reminder because, yeah, farmers are always out in the road. It seems like. Any other, well, I'll start off, other good news and celebrations. This is Seniors Month. June is, and today, June 13th, just so happens to be also in the inaugural celebration of National Long-Term Care Day in Canada. The day acknowledges the collective contributions and achievements of the long-term care sector, celebrating residents and the dedicated and hardworking staff who provide care to the thousands of Canadians who live in long-term care homes. This year's Seniors Month theme. Exactly. This year's theme, Working for Seniors, is a time to recognize the hard work seniors do in our region. It is also an opportunity to thank and celebrate seniors who continue to make our communities a better place through their leadership and volunteerism. Grey County's 3 long-term care homes are celebrating Seniors Month by hosting planned activities and events for their residents. Some of these activities include strawberry socials, dog shows, Father's Day breakfasts, car shows, Grey Bruce Pride presentations, barbecues, and a whole lot more. The homes are also spotlighting and thanking resident volunteers and senior volunteers to help color it in our homes. Happy Seniors Month. So, anybody else have any? Councillor Carlton.
Thank you, Mr. Warden. So this Sunday, Georgian Bluffs is having the Greener Homes Tour. It runs from 11 to 3, and it's a self-guided tour through Georgian Bluffs' most sustainable homes. The Greener Home Tour showcases real-world applications of cutting-edge, eco-friendly technologies in local residences. Homeowners will discuss their experiences from installation and cost to benefits in daily operation. And expert contractors will also be available at selected sites to answer your questions and give advice. Some of these homes have been specially built to be completely green. Others have been renovated. So it'll be an interesting tour on Sunday. And the list of all the homes is on the Georgian Bluffs website.
Thank you, Councillor Carlton. Anyone else? Councillor Body.
Thank you, Warden Milne. I don't know if everyone's finding June to be unbelievably busy, but it's packed. I'm just going to talk about 4 or 5 or 6 things. Monday, oddly enough, I had dinner with my wife. It was nice to see her. We hope to do that again next Sunday. Last Thursday, I attended the Radiotheranostics Leaders Summit in Toronto, and this is around isotopes. So radio being nuclear, theran being therapy, gnostics being diagnostics. And the Thursday session was the head of research from UCLA, Oxford, Munich, Vancouver, a lot of doctors from Princess Margaret. And it was amazing to know the need for isotopes, where it's going to go. Friday would have been or was the session for the supply chain and more in what we're interested in and what we can try and do around here. But I decided to come home because we had a visit from some guy named Premier Ford, the Health Minister Jones, Associate Minister of Mental Health and Addictions Tabolo, his Parliamentary Assistant Smith, of course, Rick Byers. And we're cutting the ribbon for the Bright Shores new Wellness and Recovery Center, the mental health and addictions down here at the Bayview School. It was really fun to hear Minister Tabolo. Before he went into politics, he was an advocate for homelessness, for mental addictions, for mental health and addictions, and believes very strongly in this facility. It's the first one in Ontario. They've got 4 others, I think 5 others that are being built right now that are developing. It's something that has worked in Europe. Long-term treatment is what is needed so much, and people, addicts, will make strides and the wheels may fall off. It may take them a couple of attempts, but to hear his enthusiasm about what we have here is amazing. When you add what Grey County has done with the recovery center, the transitional center at 4th and 4th, the hotel. We will still get complaints that there's people on the street, but boy, it's not as bad as what you see in other cities. And I think we are doing really well in Grey County with the strides that we're taking. And this hospital or facility is really going to help move that forward. That afternoon, Premier Ford toured Makwa, Cahill or Call, and then toured StevCon specifically to look at the isotope packaging. So it was fun to hang out with the Premier that's very enthusiastic about what's going on in the in industry in Ontario, and very, very interested and very personable. Going forward on the 21st being the solstice, it's also Indigenous Peoples' Day. There is a sunrise ceremony starting at 5:30 down at Kelso Beach at Maywash Park. It is, if you haven't been, it's pretty special. You've got to do it at least once in your lifetime, and this year would be a great year to start. I think probably once you go once, you'll come back. Of course, Maywash Park or Kelso is where the original Maywash Village was, right down there, what some of us still call Outbrook. And it's a really special day that is really special. I'm not sure if the warden is coming this year. I know the warden from Bruce County is coming, so I would hope that the warden of Grey County will come as well. Of course, Canada Day, not everyone's having fireworks anymore, but we'll have live entertainment, on sound and fireworks at the same place at Kelso Beach, and that covers off the highlights. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor Body. And indeed, yes, I will be at the sunrise service. Councillor Keaveney, I saw your hand up.
Thank you, Mr. Warden, and good morning, everyone. And we have shared this before, but I wanted to stand first of all to show our logo for Meaford's 150th, our sesquicentennial. Our big event is happening on Saturday, June 15th, with a parade beginning at 1 o'clock from our old high school, traveling down to the Harbor Pavilion. And from there will be a family festival, events from 2 until 5, everything free for families. Only the food is a cost, and there will be a food truck present. But there's all kinds of old-fashioned games and displays and demonstrations, and music. Is just going to be a wonderful day. And after that, if anyone is interested, there's a music bingo event up at our golf course. So there's something for everyone on Saturday, and we hope that some of you may be able to come out and celebrate our 150th with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley. Sounds like fun. Anyone else? Councillor McQueen.
Thank you, Mr. Warden, and a few things I want to bring up this morning. One though, just going back to share the road and road safety. I wonder if it's something we can emphasize also is on curbs. I just heard yesterday a farmer was on a blind curb, was going around and met 2 motorcycles and had to make a choice, either hit the motorcycles or go in the ditch. He went the ditch, took the right way, but the individuals that were coming were in the wrong lane. So, with a large piece of equipment, with a rake on, I had a hay rake on the back, and anyway, wasn't able to other than roll the tractor, and everybody was okay other than a bit of fixing. But I just think, I know we have a lot of roads or scenic roads that are curves, and farmers are out wherever, and so anyway, it was a situation where nobody was hurt and the motorcycles survived, but it could have easily been a worse situation. So just for note, that's something that really happened. As you know, Mr. Warden, you and I attended Ray Robertson's retirement from the Grey Ag Services officially, but he probably he'll still be an advisor on that, as we know. And Lori Smith certainly has been working her way into taking over that. As you know, Ray was instrumental of creating the Ag Services building or the this program and support for the agriculture community in Grey County, which was after in the late 90s, where the province decided to close a lot of their ag buildings. Grey Ag Services, as Andy Berry said, is unique to the province, and so we need to be proud of that. Grey County was very supportive of that when it was created at the Grey Gables there in Markdale. So again, shout out to Ray for his retirement. I think Andy said it won't be a retirement, it'll be a refiring. It'll be something else that he'll move toward. And a lot of stories with Ray. I'm sure everybody knows Ray. And as you know, last year, Ray received a couple of agricultural awards that he was recognized for. next time you see him, say, how was the retirement going? Also, we're having our 25th annual classic and tractor show, Father's Day tractor show in Rockland this Sunday. It's at the fairgrounds, always well attended. Lots of people show up. I just hope it's sunny because it really has an effect on the cars when it's raining, because people don't want to bring their vehicles and tractors out. But it's a fundraiser, and the community is rallying around again in the 25th annual. So you have a nice vehicle, or you're looking for a drive, it starts from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it's a great event. Lots of good, nice vehicles that you can sort of rub up against. Well, maybe not rub up against, but maybe come close to rubbing up against. But anyway, it's a good event. So thank you, Mr. Ward.
Thank you, Paul. It's the old tractors that might attract the old farmers. Counselor Nielsen.
Thank you, Warden Milne. Just two comments I'd like to bring. It was a pleasure to attend FCM in Calgary this past week, and to promote Grey County and our member municipalities at the FCM. Sharing from excitement from around Sydenham campus with my fellow colleagues there, the success of the hotel purchase, the SOS program that happens here, as well as Owen Sound's energy economy and Meaford's possible success there. Using Blue Mountains and Chapman's Ice Cream as a geographic locator when you're talking to people from around the country was successful. I heard more than once when sharing all these things that Grey County is ahead of the curve. There was urban cities that were behind us with Sydenham campus type projects and homeless outreach and such. And it's a lot of pride that comes to you when you're talking to municipalities, councillors, and mayors from around the country, all sharing and saying that we're ahead of the curve and being very successful. So I just wanted to share that with everybody here. I also would like to take a chance to thank Director Scott Taylor for last night. Greyhounds hosted the public session on the Beaver Valley Development Group file. At its peak, we had 346 attendees as part of the Zoom call. I believe we had 54 individual speakers commenting on the file itself. And Director Taylor gave a great explanation of the file, the process that we're going to be going through for this to the residents. And I am sure he enjoyed the full 4.5 hours that we are on this Zoom call. I did learn one thing that I'd like to share with everybody, that last night Scott proved that not only can he delay lunch, he can delay dinner too.
And look good doing it. Look good doing it. Counselor DeBreen.
Thank you, Warden Milne, and good morning, County Council. I have to echo Councillor Boddy's sentiments about how busy June is. June 22nd in Southgate, first of all, there's Y Settlement Services is hosting a multicultural day at Grey Roots from 11 till 4. But back in Southgate in Dundalk at 11 a.m., Dundalk Pride Parade, followed by the Dundalk Fire Department Frolic from 2 to 4 at the arena, followed by a dance in the evening, line dancing at 8 p.m. and at 9 o'clock, music and an evening filled of dancing with Connor Wilson. So we have a jam-packed day, and we hope that if your schedules permit, we know that everyone is busy, but please come out.
Thank you, Barb. Lots of fun stuff going on. Anyone else have anything to share? Counselor Eccles.
Thank you very much, Mr. Warden, through you. A couple of things mentioned about Canada Day. The biggest Canada Day celebration, July 1st, will be in Durham. Fireworks, children's games, tug of war. Yes, there will be a beer gardens as well too, to celebrate the way we always do in West Grey. Along with that, I just wanted to say, in partnership with Grey Highlands, Priceville has a wonderful Canada Day celebration as well too, with fireworks at dusk. So if you sit somewhere just off of Grey Road 23, you can probably watch them in Durham and Priceville and get double your chance there for that. June 16th, the Newstead Brewery, a very historical spot, not only in West Grey, in Newstead, but Grey County, are starting a summer entertainment program, 2 to 5 on Father's Day. the brewery will be open and celebrating, and Eric Bolton will be there playing on that day. One other thing, of course, in the celebration side of it, and thank you again, or my apologies to Grey Highlands. There was a news release come out this morning that, as most of you know, West Grey CEO retired or resigned and went to Brampton in February. So we have successfully gone through the search and whatnot, and I'd just like to make the announcement that Michelle Harris, who was the Economic Development Community Support, I'm not sure what all title you had with her, Mayor McQueen at Grey Highlands, but Michelle will be starting as the new CEO in West Grey. Oh boy, June 8th. Well, I hope it's June 8th. July 8th. Yeah. Well, I was hoping it would have been June 8th, but no. Thank you, Kim. July 8th, Michelle will be starting with us. And maybe on not as much of a positive note, but all the beds have been transitioned out of the Durham Hospital. We'll be having issues there. Certainly wasn't something that has been as much of an emergency as what maybe the CEO of South Bruce Grey had mentioned, because even 3 days before, there was construction going on in the Durham Hospital where the emergency ward, and there was the walkway through. It's been sealed off now into the hospital. So definitely, if you get to the emergency ward, you won't get any further into the Durham Hospital. A few other interesting things have happened with a lot of equipment being moved out. Prospects are still looking very good for the court challenge that will happen. I believe it's about October the 15th. Not as much court challenge as the judicial review on what has all gone on there. And there's still time for the county to become an intervener. I believe county council turned down the idea of being a party, but intervener status would very much put forward as a county council and as a county perspective in on this case. And I would ask that staff take a look at that option going forward. And with that, don't think that anybody else's healthcare in rural Ontario is safe. South Muskoka is in the same situation, closing. Minden has closed. Alexandria, out in Eastern Ontario, was strange. I thought that you must have met Mr. Warden when the Premier and the Health Minister were here. They were right in the county last week. I thought we had asked for them to meet with us, but silence means no. Silence from the Ministry of Health has been very disturbing on the delivery of healthcare in rural Ontario and how it's going to be delivered going forward. Look forward to continuing the fight.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Councilor McQueen.
Well, through you, Mr. Warden, just to follow up with that. I heard was mentioned last night at our public meeting that an individual that works at the hospital, that the Markdale Hospital is starting to see pressure from that closure of that emergency department at the Durham Hospital. And I just don't know if we need to have a further discussion on that. I was hoping that Mr. Eccles was going to be successful and maybe turn that ship around, but maybe at some point we should have that further discussion. And I know even the Collingwood Hospital, there was a certain department that was closed for 2 days just because of staffing issues. And I know that they have that under control, but obviously there's a trend that's maybe happening here. So obviously, I'm not sure, I guess the overflow would be either Markdale, but also I guess Hanover, I guess is the other area, which then puts more pressure and demand on other areas within our county and around. So I don't know if that's something we need to have a further discussion on, a follow up is what Mr. Eccles is bringing forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I will remind council, this is good news and celebration. I don't want to get into a debate about healthcare, but I will recognize Councillor Apples. Thank you. Anyone else have any good news or celebrations? All right, I need one more motion to wrap up this portion of our meeting this morning. Councillor Patterson and Councillor Tom Hutchison. Councillor Hutchison. I got the first name, but I just, anyway. To adjourn, all those in favor? That is carried. Thank you very much. We will just take a moment to change over to our committee of the whole meeting.